one more little video. Back to the percentage ownership. Here it is. Bain and Blackstone will own about 40% of the company each after the IPO. There we go. So if my math is correct, those two own 80%, 80% of Michael's, or they did at that point, and they probably still own a big chunk of it now, maybe 85% of it now, who knows? And the company will have a 3.7 billion debt pile, which includes 1.6 billion of variable rate debt. Okay, and we know Bain Capital, that's the company that Mitt Romney ran for a while. And now let's get back to the process of getting maybe a product into Michael's. Now, would it, with this kind of arrangement, not be a bit of an advantage if, like, I had friends in Bain Capital, or I had friends in the Blackstone Group, and before people get say I'm being too cynical or paranoid, I'd say, De Beers, SHIT in the woods? Are you kidding me? These two companies own 80%. 80%, not 10%, 80%. That means they're really, really important. Now I know they probably have a process of getting um, products into the store, but you're not going to ever convince me that that process is going to be even quasi fair when you have such concentrated ownership. These people, Blackstone, Bain, are going to be the gatekeepers. And last I checked, people like power. They like control, they like money. And when you have that kind of influence, you own 80% of this, you are in the gatekeeper position. And that's a very, very different world than, let's say, a world where you had, even this company is a little big. Let's say you had 5 or 6 companies that added up to 1,274 stores, and none of them was owned by a Bain Capital or a Blackstone Group. That might be free enterprise. And back to Bain and Mitster, they also own a whole bunch of taxi medallions. So that means as of tomorrow morning, there are cab drivers all over the United States that pay for the right to work to this guy right here. Now, last I checked, he and people of his in his stratum, they don't have to pay cab drivers for the right to work. So again, I'm probably coming across as over the top, but I think it is grotesque that we have an economic system right now where the guy in a cab driver has to pay Mitt Romney for the right to work, and also the situation where the ownership of assets in this country is so concentrated that you can't really have an expectation of anything remotely close to fairness, which would come from free enterprise. And I'll end it at that.